the manifesto is just a written paper. Let's go about track records.
I don't see any hope in the manifesto of the NPP. NDC is a youth-centered political party. The track record is...
The candidates who has hope for youth of this country is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Ghana, our system has been corrupted since independence.
Okay.
We run on what? Physical activities. Whom you know. This is why Dr. Bawumia has come and what? Introducing digitization agenda.
Such a government that is very, very insensitive to the plight of Ghanaians should not be given any chance at all. NDC has never been against free SHS. Okay. It must be on record.
If you criticize a group of this government, you are not being a professional or someone who listens to national issues.
The economy that your economic whiskey, Dr. Bawumia is presiding over, it has been rated and downgraded to junk status. Baller.
Don't allow him to sit here and say that NPP manifesto is hopeless.
The countdown has begun. The journey to December 7 has begun by a lot of political parties. We've seen rallies, we've seen a lot of media engagements by the NDC, the NPP, Alan Chomante's party, the New Force as well. But then, what will make you decide on who you are voting for? For us here at Pulse, we believe that young people have a very special place in our hearts, which is why we want to bring you conversations that really has to do with what the young people think and the policies that are looking at shaping their opinion, from education to social welfare to employment to creative art and what have you. That is what we'll be talking about on this show. This is counted by you. Our audience will journey down to the countdown to December 7. My name is Gideon Nicholas Day. On this first episode of the show, we'll be delving into the manifestos that we've heard so far, what is standing out for us, and what will make us decide on who we are voting for in December 7. So I'm joined by two personalities. I'm joined by Justice Alor. He is a youth activist and also a member of the NDC Youth Wing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Nicholas.
And I'm also joined by Kwasi Sarfo. He is also a youth activist and also a member of the NPP. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Great. So before I even come to you guys and your opinion, let me briefly run through some of the key highlights of what I've heard in the NPP manifesto and also the NDC manifesto as well. So for the NPP, their highlights, well, they say their priority is really cost of living, jobs, and roads. They look at, so this is just on the youth perspective, what really matters to young people. They look at plan to train 1 million youth in IT development and enhance vocational and technical education, establish National Open University focus on ICT, TVET, and STEM. They also talk about education for the future, which looks at positioning education towards AI digitalization. I mean, they talk about housing. I mean, one of my friends was talking about, okay, if Bawumia is going to make housing quite easy for them, especially rent, then maybe they might get their votes. I don't know, for you as well. Introduce travel protocol service for creatives. Ensure that recruits 100 special needs teachers to support the inclusive initiatives, among others. Briefly, let's look at what the NDC is also proposing for us in terms of youth and education. So they say revamp the education system focused on improving free senior high school and free universities for level 100s, and enhancing the student loan trust fund, offer free sanitary pads, and then also expand free technical and vocational training, and also establish more technical schools. They want to support 10,000 young entrepreneurs by providing resources and mentorship to set up their businesses. They want to integrate Okada riders into the pension scheme, ensure their future security, also promote agricultural jobs through the integrated programs, among others as well. These are brief on top of our head and summary of some of the policies from the NDC and the NPP. We've heard from the other parties as well, briefly, but then for the sake of the people that we are joined here by, we'll be delving into these two major ones and what really stands out for them. Justice and Kwasi as well. So I'll start from you.
Yeah,
Do these two things that you've heard, does it give you hope that, yeah, okay, there are people with great visions for Ghana?
Thank you very much, Nicholas. It's a great opportunity to be here. From where I sit and where I stand as a young person, I feel very disappointed in the states in which we are currently.
Right.
And for a party like the NPP, promising us the same things they promised us in 2020, in the lead up to the 2020 election, like providing rent for young people. They promised us in 2020 they were going to give us free rent to fresh graduates. What has happened to that? That has not been delivered. And you are re-promising that. So for me, I don't see any hope in the manifesto of the NPP.
Okay.
Because, we have a vice president who is promising the same things he promised, or he stood to tell Ghanaians to vote for his party in the lead up to the 2020 election. And today he's promising those same things in the lead up to the 2024 election. And like we all know, when he was asked, he said, if I do all of them, what will I do tomorrow? But there's one thing that stands out for me. When you look at the NDC manifesto, the reason why any young person should take the NDC as a serious political party which will deal with the youth issue is that the party specifically launched a manifesto for the youth.
Okay.
It has not happened in the history of Ghana's political history before. It has never happened that a party will launch a whole manifesto for the youth before launching its own manifesto. Right. And it was launched on the 12th of August, which was International Day for the Youth. So it should clearly tell you that this is a party that is youth-focused, is youth-centered, and is ready to champion the youth cause. Because, in the lead up to Ghana's independence, there was the Aborigines Rights Protection Society. There were other groups. And you know what they were doing? These people that were in these groups will go overseas, go and sit in meetings that were supposed to be attended by young people. And they will be there speaking for young people. How will you speak for a young person if you are not a young person, you are not with the people? Okay. So this tells you that you cannot lump or you cannot put youth-centered policies in a general manifesto. Youth are an important group and they should be tackled and they should be dealt with specially. I'll come back to other things. Yeah.
Take your opening remarks on. He has said that the NDC's manifesto gives him hope, but he doesn't know for the NPP. I mean, in summary, that's what he said. Yeah. What do you have to say?
Nicholas, thank you very much. And I'm glad to be on your show to speak as youth on the NPP manifesto and how it gives hopes to youth of this country. Notwithstanding, I will applaud the Dr. Bawumia for such vision of bringing it up in his manifesto. Let me tell you this, Nicholas. I would talk boldly here that the manifesto is just a written paper. It's just a written paper. Let's go about track records. Let's go about both candidates who has, built up for the youth world in this country, who has established more jobs for youth in this country. Let's not go about the manifesto. It's just a talk, and it's just something that it has been written.
But it's giving you something to expect, something to look
Let me
forward
come
to.
to that. Let me come to that. Okay, let me come to that. The reason why I'm saying we should deal with the track records for both MPP candidate and NDC candidate, both of them have had the chance to be in government before. Both of them have served as what? Vice president. One hasn't gotten the chance to be a president before.
So we should give him the steer.
Okay. What corporate did the other side, have on the youth? He did something better for the youth? He didn't. It was his regime that we had what? Unemployment Graduate Association.
We don't have that today, Nicholas.
It was his regime that youth of this country graduated from university, nursing training, teacher training, and they were all unemployed. They were all stayed at home. It was the same this Mohammed's regime that he cancelled nurses and teacher training allowances. Does he have hope for the youth of this country? Are we dealing about a candidate who have hope for youth of this country? The candidate who has hope for youth of this country is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And it goes by, he says that he's going to train 1 million youth in IT. Now the world is developing. We are going by what? Digitization, digital world. Okay?
Once
And,
the
and,
economy
and,
is,
and, and you see, let me tell you this. 1 million youth in digitization, software developer, some will do at coding, card. These are the things. If you travel abroad, you could see their system. They keep on saying that Dr. Bawumia promised that he's the economist in a whole lot. Let me tell you, it will take people who don't study the man or who do not read about what the man says. If you read about what the man says, it gives hope to read the youth of this country. Why am I saying this? Ghana, our system has been corrupted since independence.
Okay.
We run on what? Physical activities. Whom you know. If you don't know someone, you won't get opportunity. This is why Dr. Bawumia has come and what? Introducing digitization agenda. Your details, everything must be what? Captured. It should be what? Programmed in such a way that there won't be what? Whom you know system. Okay. Nicholas, I know you. You are into ministry of this. And I have a sister or a brother. Since I know you, I'll just pick a call. Take a call. And call you. Do this, do that. But if you have a proper system in the country, everything will be checked. Okay. So what my brother is saying, I'm much disappointed in him. A kind of person he is, intellectual like him, he sits here and says that NPP's manifesto is hopeless for the youth of this country, and he believes the 24 hours economy, of which his candidate has promised nightclub. Let's talk about fat over here. Let's talk about fat over here. Listen. Let's talk about fat over here. I won't sit here for him to rant useless this thing on the show.
Yeah, I get, but then
people
it was
are
just
watching.
about both parties. When you listen to NDC, you listen to NPP, you listen to some other ones, and you go like, okay, these issues give me hope.
Yeah.
These things that they are saying, that was just the baseline.
Nicholas, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
What do you want to say? Say it.
You were in this country. He says they have come to create job, right?
Continue.
You are in this country,
And then?
of which production cut off due to doomsday.
Continue with the propaganda.
You are. I'm not doing propaganda. I'm talking. I'm giving you facts.
Continue
You
with
are in this country, of which doomsday cut off production.
Okay.
Doomsday cut off those who do barbering, who do saloon, who like dressmakers, seamstress, and whole lot. Those who use electricity for what? Right. Production. And
I don't want us to be going back.
No, let's go. Let's go there. Let's go there. I won't allow him to sit here and say that NPP manifesto is hopeless.
No,
of which all these
we have all had our take.
No.
Anyway,
say what you want to say.
Away from your initial thoughts, which of the NPP's policy for you personally stands out that you think that for you as a member you are excited about?
Let me tell you this. NPP's manifesto, training 1 million youth in IT. Do you know IT very well? Do you know how IT has developed US, UK, and those developed countries? No one should neglect that policy by Dr. Bawumia.
Okay, so
this is the best policy as a country we should go about.
Right. How about the NDC's policy as well? Which one stands out for you?
Nicholas, before I come to the policy, we have to educate our viewers and listeners. You know?
No. Listen,
Nicholas,
go straight to your point. You don't have anything to be educating the viewers.
The usual propaganda of 2016 will not wash in 2024 election. I want NPP to get it straight away. Okay. We are talking about during Mohammed's time, there was unemployed graduate association. We still have unemployed graduate association. We still have unemployed.
You don't want to learn. Ask me why.
Association.
Nicholas.
I mean, the unemployed. We all agree.
You don't want to learn. If you do want to learn
from you in this show, if you want that you moderate the show. When I'm speaking, he shouldn't interject. I wouldn't do the same for him.
Definitely.
So you can take your phone and
I won't allow you to sit
here. You should take your phone and type if you have any issue.
I won't allow you to sit here and peddle lies, false accusations, things which are not true.
We don't do shows like this. You have your time to talk. You have your time to talk.
Your points. The points.
So Nicholas, we are in this country.
Okay.
We still have unemployed nursing association. We were in this country when Nicholas, I'll come to the policy that stand out. I just want to address something. When Dr. Baumia on one of his town hall meetings, a nursing student asked him that his alawa has not been paid. What did Dr. Baumia say? That he is not aware of it. He's now going to refer to the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Health. So it tells us that he is not even on top of issues. You are talking about Dumso. It's on record. My Joy News Online has reported it. The video is there that his flag bearer, Dr. Mahamudu Baumia, has said that President John Dramani Mahama does not deserve any credit for solving Dumso that he created. Today we are here talking about Dumso. Dumso that we have faced in this administration, that we asked the Minister of Energy, who is now your running mate, to release what? Dumso timetable. What did he tell us? He said we should go and create our own timetable, such as character. And now finally, to the policy that stands out for me as a young person is a no-fee stress policy by the NDC.
Right.
See, Nicholas, you would attest to the fact that one of the important points of the life of any tertiary student is to enter into tertiary institution. And if you are not able to enter, it means that your dream is shattered. For that reason, what is the NDC going to do? They are going to take that burden of parents that when your child gets admission to the University of Ghana, Cairn University, UCC, you don't have to think about paying the admission fee of your ward again. The government is going to take full control of your admission fee. You know what is important in this? NPP have been saying that after the NDC, after you are paid or your admission fee has been paid for you, what happens to you in second year?
I mean, what happens?
Exactly. That is why we are revamping the student loan trust fund plus.
Okay.
Which you know that whenever you
and
apply
if you are
for
revamping, what is the revamping
So this is
about?
it. The revamping means that whenever you apply for student loan, you know it takes almost a year for you to get that particular loan to pay for your academic year. What the NDC is going to do is that the NDC is going to ensure that mechanisms are put in place that as soon as you apply for your student loan, the money is released for you. There will be no stress in going about thinking that I have to wait for 1 year for my money to come to pay for my my second year or my third year fees. This is what the party is going to do. And secondly, the party or the government of John Dramani Mahama and Prof. Jane is going to ensure that young people that are into entrepreneurship and all of them that have fine business ideas are going to have capital.
Okay.
Are going to have capital to what? Revamp or to boost their businesses. And the administration is also going to create what we call the farm bank. The farm bank is in a way that all the produce and all the mechanisms that are to ensure that you have a sustainable farming practices. You know that the SDG 13 talks about climate action. And as a party that is committed and championing the SDG 13 by the United Nations, we are not going to continue the normal slash and burn kind of farming.
Right.
There are going to be modernized methods of farming.
Okay.
This is what the party is going to do, and I'll come with more.
It has to
And
do with
you understand that the NDC is focused. The NDC is thinking about the youth. NDC is a youth-centered political party. The track record is, they was talking about track record. Which party brought Get Fund?
Right. Okay.
Get
hold on.
Fund was started by the NDC.
Most of the
so the track
policies-
record is there to show.
Most of the policies that we've heard from
Yes.
the NDC, there's been conversations that initially the NDC did not really support the free senior high school. Although you talk about the fact that you talk about the fact
Nicholas.
that the NDC started a progressive free senior
Exactly.
high school, which is maybe for day students, and then now you are looking at doing the free level 100s.
Yeah.
The question is, how are you going to get funding to support these things? Especially when you are waiving taxes, you want to remove tax on this, remove tax on this, remove tax on this.
Thank you very much,
Give me a
Nicholas.
second way.
So, Nicholas, like I said earlier, The
Like,
I mean,
propa-
it
the
will
you're
also be
giving,
said-
no,
the
let me
propaganda- No,
address
this is
something,
my-
Nicholas.
this is-
Okay,
Let me,
but
no,
hold
No,
yeah,
Nicholas, you
you're
asked the
speaking for
question.
enough
No,
time,
Nicholas,
Nicholas. No,
you
you are
asked a
being
direct
biased.
this question.
You are being
Yes.
biased. Let me
I'll
speak.
come back
You are
with the
being
same
biased.
question
No,
to
no, no,
you.
no.
No.
He has spoken for long.
Nicholas, no,
You are
Nicholas,
being biased. No,
Nicholas,
this is not
this is
right.
not being
You shouldn't
biased.
give
You
him
asked a
time.
follow-up
No,
question.
I just spoke
You
and
asked
you
a
just
follow-up
cut off.
question based on what I said. You have your bite. Let me finish and you have your bite. Stop interjecting. It's not professional. It's
You are
not
not
Hold
saying
on,
anything.
hold on. So the question about the where you are getting the resources from is for both of you. That's why I'm starting with him, and I'll
Yes.
come back to you too. But before you would answer that, maybe you want to rebut something he said before. That's just
Yeah, so Nicholas, this is it.
Okay.
The usual propaganda of the NPP going to the 2016 election will not wash once again going to the 2024 election. NDC has never been against free SHS.
Okay.
It must be on record. NDC has never been against free SHS. Article 38 of our constitution talks about provision of free secondary education to every Ghanaian child. And what did the government of John Dramani Mahama, when Prof. Jane was the education minister, did? The NDC established or implemented what we call the progressively free education, free SHS. The progressively free education, when you read our constitution, you can Google the Article 38 of the 1992 Constitution. The Constitution tells us that at that point, that Ghana reaches the pivotal point of development and economic freedom, we should go ahead and implement free SHS. And the Constitution...
Still on, I'm asking on the resources, where you're getting the
Yes,
resources.
I'm coming.
Nicholas, he's talking too much with
and the
no sense.
Constitution provides ways of doing it, starting from the progressive mode,
Yeah.
which the party did. Now, talking about where the funding is coming from for, what do we call it, no fee stress. Nicholas, we were in this country when the current president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, told us that Yetisikasu, and so a comedian. Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia, the flag bearer of the NPP, told us that I have worked in Bank of Ghana before. The money is here. Nicholas, the money is in this country. Ghana has been blessed with lot of natural resources.
Okay.
The money is here. The taxes are draconian taxes. We have to remove them. Why should we still be paying COVID tax when COVID is over? Why should we be paying e-levy when the money, Vice President Bawumia has told us that it is poor people that use
So you are saying when you remove the taxes
and Nicholas,
then use
why
resources,
should we
Nicholas,
be paying
you're being
power
biased.
tax?
You're being
Why
biased.
should
No,
we
no, no.
be
Why are
paying
you giving him more
power
time
tax?
to speak?
because I'll give you the
No,
same
no, no,
time.
no. No. You are being
So,
biased.
Nicholas, the
You're
money
being
is
biased.
here.
You are being
The
biased.
money is here.
It's okay. Now,
Nicholas,
let me come to you.
Before
When you get the
before you come in,
Okay.
I want to refute some lies that this guy is sitting here peddling against the good things that NPP are doing.
Right.
All what he just said is what? Whack, atrocity, and also it has no, wisdom. It is baseless argument that he's sitting here doing. Let me tell you. As a young Ghanaian, a young youth that you are sitting here, you believe in a first year, what?
No fee stress.
No fee stress for first year students.
Stress, bro.
Let me tell you this: if he don't want to learn, he has to learn. Let me tell him this.
Teach me.
Justice,
Nicholas,
let him speak.
I'm from a village. My mom doesn't have money. My dad doesn't have money. The parents don't have money. I'm from the poor background. And I've completed free SHS, of which Akufo-Addo and the NPP-led administration, implemented, and I benefited.
What's next?
I've completed free SHS. Okay? Going to tertiary. Okay? And a shallow this thing, sit there and says that
You call who a shallow-minded?
Let me talk to him.
You call who a shallow-minded?
And then
Please, you call him a shallow-minded. I want him to come clear that. Why are you calling a shallow-minded?
and then frame a policy that he will give
Why are
me
you calling a
a
shallow-minded?
free university this thing.
Who?
Nicholas, let me tell you this.
I'll tell
This
you
policy is going to, this policy of the free first this thing to students that they are promising, they are the ones
Let there
saying
be
it.
coherence in what
It's
you
going to what? Increase school dropout. 2, it's going to increase deferment. Because Nicholas, let me tell you.
Something that is going to solve what you are talking
Let me
about.
tell you this.
Let me
tell you this.
So that
If me that I'm from poor home, I come to free level 100 for free, and my parents don't have money, how am I going to continue level 200? How am I going to continue level 300?
So they revamp the student loan transfer.
Of which Dr. Baumia have said that the student loan trust fund is going to work effectively, and it is working effectively. At first, when they were in power, unless when you're going for student loan, you go for what? Guarantor. You get someone from your family who is a public worker to come and guarantee for you. But now, with Dr. Baumia ideology, with Ghana card implementation, no guarantor for student loan trust fund. Let me tell you, this is the policy that we, the youth, we should embrace and talk about. And then it's not that I will give you a free 1,100 payment of school fees. If I don't have school fees for level 200, am I going to stop school or am I going to defer? Am I going to be a burden back to my mother at the home? Let's focus on what will help us as university students and as a youth of this country. And the best is that Dr. Bangme is saying that when it comes the student loan trust fund, it is already working.
You
It
don't
is
even
there,
believe in what
of
you are
which
saying.
no guarantor.
Okay.
The main stress that the university student goes through to secure student loan at first when NDC was in power was that the guarantor. Let me tell you this. Before one, can secure student loan, unless you have a relative, okay, who is into public sector,
Okay.
so that he will use his details or payment details to what? To secure loan for you. Many students found it difficult at first because if the person goes home and informs the relative that this is what I want to do, the relative feels what? Insecure that maybe when he go and guarantee for the person, he will not pay afterwards. But with a good leadership, a visionary leadership of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, implemented what? Ghana card.
Okay.
And the Ghana card has access of the persons who is going for the loans details. You don't need no guarantor. Let me also talk about something that he just said.
Which of them?
That the NDC, whatever.
What are you saying?
Let me tell you this.
What are you saying? This is
Let me
whatever.
tell you
Yes,
this. He said that there's still what? Unemployment in the country. Let me tell you this. He don't want to learn. And if he don't want to learn, he should keep quiet and look at me and learn
we all
something.
agree that
Let me tell you this. Let's all learn.
Let's all learn. Education.
Unemployment has been there forever. And it's not going to solve. It will take a vision leader to reduce it.
That's why.
Day by
that's
day,
why he's
bit by
telling us
bit.
if he solve it today, what will he solve tomorrow?
Let's talk about this. Let's know this. Don't interject. What are you doing?
Stop, Justice.
Be civilized and listen to what I'm
As if you didn't do the same thing.
Be civilized and listen to the wisdom that I'm telling you.
You are being emotional. Stop being
I'm not being emotional. I'm talking about
No,
facts.
stop, Justice.
Listen,
Go ahead.
unemployment has been there forever. And I'm sitting on your show, TV station, and say this. No government will come and say that he has ended unemployment. No government. It will still be there. Why am I saying this? Let's look at this. Day in, day out, the number keep on doubling, quadrupling, and tripling. So unemployment is not going to be solved. There are some policies that will, enhance it, and also reduce it. And these are the policies that NPP government initiated. The policies that NPP government initiated to reduce unemployment, of which we came to power 2017, we came to succeed Unemployment Graduate Association. Some of the policies that we came to implement, and then it helped to reduce burden of unemployment is what? Youth in afforestation.
Okay.
Youth in afforestation. NABCO, NADMO. All these are the
NADMO?
policies. Wait, keep quiet. Why are you shouting?
Nicholas,
all
just
these,
hold on.
all these is Nicholas. Listen to me here. I'm speaking. All these are the policies
Nicholas, I won't be on the show
which
with
was
this guy again.
reduce what unemployment
No.
rate. It created an avenue for youth of this country who were staying at home, got to working. this thing into all these things.
Now, we know that some
Let
of
me
the
tell you
NABCO, they are not even
let
receiving
me tell you this.
allowances,
Let me tell you this. Minue, let me talk. Let me talk. Let me talk. Nicholas,
Justice.
this is what a leader that we want.
Okay.
A leader who sees problems and solve. What is he talking about? Who is he supporting? John Mahama. President Mahama, former President Mahama, with respectfully, President,
Okay.
someone who has gotten chance, he has gotten chance than any politicians in this country. Listen to this. He got a chance to become assemblyman, MP, minister, communication, vice president, running mate, presidential candidate, international appointment, what? ECOWAS chairman. And now a statesman. He couldn't implement all that he's talking about now. And Bawumia says that if he do all that he's saying, what will he do tomorrow? You are sitting here, intellectual like you are sitting here, interjecting that what Bawumia is saying is not right. Okay. I'm also putting to you.
All right.
Nicholas.
Why Mahama didn't do all that he's saying when he was vice president, when he was a minister, when he was the MP, assembly member, president, and then ECOWAS chairman. Okay,
maybe later. But then let's talk about the resources, because I know that Vice President Dr. Bawumia has talked about also taking off some taxes off the COVID levy and some other levies as well. When you are doing that, I feel like some of these taxes came because of the IMF conditionalities, because we went to the IMF. So they came with certain strategies, certain things that we had to put in place. Now, if you are taking off some of these taxes, doesn't it go back to us, maybe going back to where we were?
Okay.
And what
Thank you for this question. This is an intelligent question. But let me draw your attention to this.
Sure.
Nicholas, like you can criticize Akufo-Addo's government from 2017 to 2020. 2020 to date, things are hard. If you criticize Akufo-Addo's government, you are not being a professional or someone who listens to national issues or who follow international news. Why am I saying this? The e-levy tax came with what? Because of what? IMF what? Bid that we went for. Our first time in office, NPP didn't go for IMF this thing. We told Ghanaians that we are not going to IMF. And yes, we did for our first term. The president, President Mahama, stood before Ghanaians and told us that if Ghana economy is like a meat, it has turned to what? Bones. We came to succeed the bones. We used the bones to do a lot for this country without going to IMF. Here lies the case because of global pandemic. The crisis has caused a lot to all countries in the world. To all countries in the world. The developed countries, they're all suffering. They're all suffering, Nicholas. We locked ourselves to the house for 8 months, Nicholas. Let me ask you this question. I keep on telling people that when NPP talks about the COVID, people keep on saying that the COVID hasn't done anything.
Because other economies...
Let me tell you this. Nicholas, you are into business. Right. Your capital is 1,000. And you stay home for 8 months. And you come back. Are you going to get the 1,000 as a capital again? Because you stayed home and you used the 1,000 for feeding. To cater for your children, your family. You won't come back with the same capital again. That's how Ghana economy is doing now.
Right.
After the COVID, the economy won't be stable as at first.
Okay.
It is what? Reviving. And we should take time. That's why Dr. Bawumia is taking us to the promised land. We should give him the steer to drive us well.
But you still not answered my question about where we are
getting the money from.
Resources, the money from, if you are going to take off some of these taxes. And would that affect our IMF deal?
Okay, good. When MPP started with free SHS policy, these naysayers, they said, where are we going to get money to do this politics? Okay? They told Ghanaians that, it's a propaganda, 419. They went for demonstration. So if you ask me that, if Dr. Bawumia says that he's going to cut off those taxes, and where is he going to get money to do his policies that he's, talking about? He's going to get money. He's going to partner with what? Private investors.
Okay.
To bring more, jobs in the country.
Okay.
His policy, one of his policy, working abroad. This is the best way. Do you know why? After training the 1 million youth in IT, okay, and those youth have acquired IT knowledge, these are the same youth who are going to stay in Ghana here and work abroad. After training 1 million youth in IT, do you understand the word IT? And if you people understand the word IT, you know what Dr. Bawumia is what? Talking about.
Right.
So after they training the youth in IT, these youth are the ones who are going to stay here and work abroad.
Right. So you are saying the NPP is going to partner with private corporations to see if they could, get the money. They're also saying that they'll ex gratia, the natural resources, they'll use that to be able to get money from those parts, and they can be able to use it to sponsor most of your ideas. Those are fantastic ideas.
Yeah.
But then moving forward, there's issue with the economy, how Ghanaians are feeling now.
Yeah.
The NDC has talked about what they'll do when they come into office in about the first 100 days. What are you looking forward to December 7? Are you ready for December 7? And then if your party comes into power, what are you expecting them to do in the 100 days? Just opposing it to
Thank you
what is
very
already
much,
said.
Nicholas. It's very sad to be on a show with somebody who will be channeling out falsehood without any fact checking.
No,
Nicholas, we have to set. I respect my viewers so much. I respect them so much. You're talking about COVID has brought a burden on Ghanaians. The COVID that gave Ghana about 19 billion cedis now has brought burden. You're talking about because of COVID, COVID led you to do haircut of people's investment. Such a government that is very, very insensitive to the plight of Ghanaians should not be given any chance at all. This is the same vice president that was paraded as the economic messiah. You know, Nana Nto, now he is with Alan Kwejo Chirmartin. He mentioned that the day President Nanado presented Bawumia to the Council of Elders of the NPP, he told them that he's bringing Bawumia because Bawumia has worked in the World Bank, he has worked in the Bank of Ghana, and has the ideas to solve our economic challenges. And President Kufuor allowed that to happen.
Right.
And then now you can't even solve the problem that you were.
But I think our digital economy is helping and
No, Nicholas.
So I'm just asking, are you ready for December 7?
I'm ready for December 7. I'm very, very ready for December 7. Nicholas, but one thing must be established here. You know that Fitch, Bloomberg, they have all downgraded Ghana's economy to a junk status, baller status. They are saying that the economy that your economic whiskey, Dr. Bawumia is presiding over, it has been rated and downgraded to junk status, baller. This is a baller economy that we have. Nicholas, ending this. I want to speak to every
Nicholas,
young person.
thanks for your
young
time.
person
I'm ready
out
for
there
7
that
December
the NDC
because
has
the
policies.
good people of this
NDC
country
is a
are
youth-centered
going
political
to,
party that
based
has
on
policies
records,
to solve the unemployment rate of the country. Now, Nicholas, the bed for all. The bed for all is going to solve the issue with accommodation at universities. No perching again in the University of Ghana, no perching in Kenya University, no perching in UCC. Because John Dramani Mahama is going to partner with private investors to be able to build more hostel facilities.
Thank you, Justice.
And finally, he mentioned, Nicholas, after this I'm done, he can take all the time. He mentioned that Bawumia is going to partner with private investors to help do whatever he's promising to do. Now, today, private investors are running from Ghana because your economy has been downgraded to what? A junk and a baller status. They don't want to invest here again. Do you want them to come and invest in this same baller economy that you have presided over? Actually, you don't have any bold solution to any problem that you have created.
Well
you are the
noted.
mess yourself.
Well noted,
Yes.
Justice. Let's hear your final.
Nico,
ready for December 7?
I'm ready for December 7th, and Ghanaians are ready. They are passionate to have Dr. Bawumia as the president of this country because of the man's ideology. the implementation, the policies that he's bringing on board to implement is going to help the youth of this country. Youth are ready to learn IT. Youth are ready to know a lot about what digitization, of which Dr. Bawumia is what embarking on. You see, Dr. Bawumia has done a lot. And if you go to all the public sectors, digitization is what functioning there. If you go to the health sector, digitization is functioning
Accra
there.
Digital Center was built by Mahama.
My
Accra
friend, why are
Digital
you?
Center was built
Just
by
This
say
is
you
Mahama.
life.
speak again. Why are you?
No, I want him to know.
Let him know.
I'm giving you
So,
information.
Nicholas,
Have the facts.
the youth of this country are ready, ready for Dr. Bawumia's what? Presidency. And I'm hoping that the youth of this country should check the records of both the major presidential candidates, because both of them has had the chance what? To become what? Vice president before. What was the impactation of both the candidates being a vice president impacted to the youth of this country's life? Dr. Bawumia, as vice president, has impacted what we call what? Zipline medical drones. Okay. And these what? Zipline medical drones are being managed by what? By the youth of this country.
Okay.
And Ghana is the largest world for what? Drone. So the youth of this country should take December 7th serious, okay, and vote wisely. They shouldn't vote for someone who will come, someone who said he's a dead goat. And they shouldn't vote for someone who said he's not a magician to create jobs for the youth. He's not someone who cancelled nursing training and teacher training allowance. Dr. Bawumia is someone who restored nursing training and teacher training allowance. Dr. Bawumia is someone. Dr. Bawumia is someone who implemented what? Policies which has benefited the youth.
Well,
you didn't cancel, but
obviously, angle of help, expecting that. I mean, our two young people will give us a very unopinionated facts on what really we should look forward to going into December 7th. It didn't really look like it met that, but we just tackled what these two manifestos have been from the NDC and the NPP, and making you also know from the youth perspective which one stands out for them and what will make them vote. My name is Gideon Nicholas Day, and I've had Kwasi Sarfo, right? He is a member of the NPP. He's also a youth activist, and I've also had Justice Alor. He is also a youth activist and also a member of the National Democratic Congress. Well, we'll be coming back your way next week with another episode of Counted by You Are Ring, young people talking about everything that has to do with the election 2024. Thank you so much, and we'll see you.
Thank you for your time.